Hey there, I'm Tucker, you're watching D&D Daily, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the spell Mislead. The spell Mislead is a 5th level illusion spell with a casting time of 1 action, a range of only somatic components, and it lasts for 1 hour using concentration. With this spell, what we do is we become invisible and we produce an illusory duplicate of ourselves, and this is really just going to be used for an escape spell. We can use our action to make the illusion run away, or we can see through its eyes and ears. Pretty much what we're going to do with this spell is just buy us some time. So I actually really like this spell, even though I just recently learned about it. I didn't even know this spell was a thing until probably about 3 weeks ago. But I really like the idea of this spell, especially on a big bad character. If your party is about to kill this big bad and he is a illusion wizard, let's say, he can use this Mislead spell to distract the party. He can send his illusion down the next hall through his whole maze, so the party chases after the illusion while he just dips out his secret back door. It is going to be an amazing spell for that big bad to have. I think the contrary side to this, which is actually what I really love about it, is that it would make your party hate that guy so much more. If your party is this close to killing him and he escapes using some cheap tactic like Mislead, I think that would piss them off and that would make them hate that bad guy. And so far, one of my favorite things as a DM is making sure my players hate the bad guys. Making sure my players hate those bad guys for one reason or another. I talked in another video about how my bad guy used Gios on them and that made them hate that bad guy. And using Mislead would cause that same effect, that they would just hate him so much more. And I think that's what I love about this spell. I think this is really only something that works one time, because once you do it, the party's on the lookout for it, even though they might not know exactly what you did. The other thing that this wouldn't work against is if your party member is using something along the lines of blind sight or true sight or something like Champion's Challenge that keeps you within a certain radius. Those kind of things are going to ruin this for your big bad. So if he's an intelligent character like a wizard and he's using this spell, he would probably be aware of when to use this spell and when not to use this spell in order to get the maximum effect out of it. As a player, I don't really see a ton of usefulness for this unless you are a wizard and you get mobbed by a bunch of melee enemies and you just have to get out of there and you don't have a teleport. I think using a spell like Misty Step or Thunder Step is going to be a lot more useful, especially because it's a smaller spell slot, and I don't think there's any reason that a wizard wouldn't have access to one of those spells but would have access to Mislead. The only other time I can think of this being useful is if somebody has access to this spell that is an infiltrator. Let's say you built a wizard who has access to this spell, but he's actually built to be like an infiltrator. He's built to be more of a rogue wizard. That would be a time where this spell would be useful to distract people so you can keep infiltrating. These are just my thoughts on Mislead. I love this spell. I think it's really cool, even though I probably won't use it very often. I think it's an awesome spell to know and to have in my back pocket of my big bad. Tell me what you think of this spell and let me know how would you use it in your campaign. We are D&D Daily. We release new videos every single day, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you tomorrow.